Happy day, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for our regular monthly Board of Commissions scheduled meeting. It is 12:10 p.m., August 12th, 2025. All right, first things on the agenda, can I get a roll call? Commissioner Rice.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Delia.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Corpus.
Present.
Thank you. And Commissioner Torres.
Present.
All right, Chairman is excused. We're all in attendance. We have quorum. Thank you. All right, moving number 2, board meetings and public announcements. If you look in your packets, you'll notice them on August 12th or 10th, excuse me. Yeah, 10 and 5. All right. Thank you for that. And it seems to be in order. Thank you. And moving along to item number 3, approval of previous board minutes for July 22nd, 2025. Nothing? Great. All right. So I'm going to get a motion to approve our previous board minutes for July 22nd, 2025, please, on the floor.
I will make a motion to approve our previous board minutes meeting for July 22nd, 2025.
Thank you, Commissioner. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Corpus. And go ahead and take a vote to approve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Approve previous board minutes have been approved. Thank you. All right, moving along. Item number 4, new business. Change order number 1 for base bid number 1. GHURA-25-002 renovation of Mod 9 for AMP 1, 2, and 4. Madam Director, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, Commissioners. Change order number 1, GHURA-25-002, renovation of Mod 9 for AMP 1, 2, and 4. And you in your packet had a copy of a letter that GHURA sent on August 4th to the General Manager of OH Construction, and it had to do with the change order of number 1 of base bid 1 for GHURA-25-002, the renovation of Mod 9 for AMP 1, 2, and 4. His contract was dated March 24th, 2025 for the renovation of the Mod 9 for AMPs 1, 2, and 4. The following change order is in accordance with Section 28, General Conditions of the Contract for Construction shall be amended to include the added changes. Provide all labor, materials, supervision, transportation, and equipment for the complete construction and installation according to the contract plans, specifications, and described scope of work for the additional items listed below. Subject to the conditions hereinafter set forth, any equitable adjustment of the contract price and the contract time is established as follows. So the addition of items are defined per the attached breakdown for the supply of materials and labor for the renovation of Mod 9 for amps 1, 2, and 4. The material and labor description is to replace water-damaged wooden doors and jambs, bedroom closets. Water damage was due to moisture from natural occurrence or the presence of water from extinguishing the fire in the unit. This is in the amount of $5,000. So that the original contract was for $138,000. The contract notice to proceed date was April 11th, 2025. Changes approved were 0 at that time. Contract duration was 160 calendar days. This change order is for the amount of $5,000, and the extension for this change order is 30 calendar days. So the adjusted contract amount goes from $138,000 to $143,000, and the new completion date is now October 25th, 2025. I think the original completion date was sooner than that. If you have any questions, I believe Mr. Sunny is in the room to answer them.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Director.
Commissioners, just to give a context with this change order, if I may.
Sure.
This unit is an AMP1 unit located in Sinajana. A house fire occurred in this AMP1 unit, and of course GFD arrived and extinguished it. Then the unit was placed on the mod list. Procurement occurred, work of course was awarded, and the contractor's schedule, he started the work, but unfortunately he started the work on the other units. And this possibly allowed the moisture from the putting out the fire to set into the furniture. And so instead of the contractor starting first, it was located at the tail end of his schedule. And so his work schedule allowed the moisture to set into the furniture and the cupboards. And so as a result, when his attention did get to the unit, we found that it was already water damaged. So that's just to give you context.
Thank you, Mr. Sunny.
So you answered my question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What were the, do you know offhand what the status of the tenants were?
Oh, they were here, right?
Yeah, they were okay, then, because they were relocated.
They were relocated.
They're relocated?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I guess my question is why we didn't direct them to do that unit first?
That was
Our
Well,
drop the ball.
Well, the problem is that when the fire, occurred,
hold on before this is Mr. Andrew Menlonia. He
Oh,
is
yes.
one of our staff engineers.
what happened is that when the fire occurred, the AMP manager requested AE to make an assessment for the insurance. So by doing that assessment, because of the unit was not there, was not marked on so many years, we decided that to waive the insurance and the mod that we decided to put it under the mod. Because there were some list that was ready, preparing for units to be modernized. So
So it was part of the original, when we first approved it for GHURA 25-002. That unit was part of that remodel.
yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
If I may, Sunny, so there's change order number 1, right? And then there's change order, the other change order number 1, which I believe is what your handout of photos is for, because it mentions units 21, 27, etc. So I only read the first change order. Should I read the second change order as well? Because I believe that's what your pictures are for.
Yes, the pictures are for number 2 now, new business number 2.
Okay, so I haven't read that one yet.
No, you.
So maybe answer questions that they may have regarding the first change order, which is just for $5,000.
Yes,
If they
ma'am.
have any questions regarding that,
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
the
Yes.
$5,000 is for, are there any units or? Because you don't indicate any units on that one.
I didn't put any pictures for change order number 1. There weren't any pictures.
But what is the unit that were, because you generalized it for mod 9 amp 1, 2, and 4.
It's a 3B Aaron drive. For the
For the-
pilot unit, the
Yeah.
one with change order for OH construction,
Okay,
if it's 3B Aaron.
That's one unit, that's one.
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah, that's just one unit.
So the 5,000 is just for one unit, right? Just to be clear?
Amp 1.
That one.
amp 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you want me to proceed to change order number 1 that lists a bunch of other units, or Vice Chair? I'm not sure.
Oh, no, we'll go ahead and proceed with the motion first, and then we'll proceed to number 2.
Okay,
Okay, commissioners, if there's no other discussion or questions on the matter, I'll go ahead and get a motion on the floor.
I will make a motion to approve change order change order number 1 for GHURA -25-002. It's renovation of mod 9 for amp 1. To replace water damaged wooden doors and jammed bedroom closet in the amount of $5,000.
Thank you, Commissioner. May I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, get a vote on this motion, please. Both hands, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Motion has passed. Thank you. Okay, moving along. New business number 2, change order number 1 for base bid number 2, GHURA -25-002. This is the renovation of mod 9 for amp 1, 2, and 4. Madam Director.
okay, and then just for clarification, so because this sounds like the first one really was change order number 1 for base bid 1 of the GHURA -25-002. So this change order number 1 is for base bid 2 of GHURA -25-002, renovation of mod 9 for amps 1, 2, and 4. So the contract was dated March 24th, 2025 for the renovation of mod 9 for amps 1, 2, and 4. The following change order is in accordance with Section 28, General Conditions of the Contract for Construction, shall be amended to include the added changes. Provide all labor, materials, supervision, transportation, and equipment for the complete construction and installation according to the contract plans, specifications, and described scope of work for the additional items listed below. Subject to the conditions hereinafter set forth, any equitable adjustment of the contract price and the contract time is established as follows. The addition of items are defined per the attached breakdown for the supply of materials and labor for the renovation of mod 9 for amps 1, 2, and 4. And I believe that's where the photos that Sunny has provided will come in. So for number 1, material and labor description for unit 21, it's removal and reinstall of door and door jamb, repair 2 foot by 2 foot of 2 feet of 2 by 2 feet of wall spalling affecting the proper function of rear door. B is gypsum board wall with linen closet to be demolished, disposed, and rebuilt in the amount of $20,900. And then number 2, material and labor description is for unit 27. A, gypsum board wall between kitchen and exterior storage to be demolished and rebuilt. New reinforced concrete curb will be provided on top of existing slab, as well as metal studs and a 1/2-inch concrete fiberboard on each side of the reconstructed wall. B, gypsum board wall with linen closet to be demolished, disposed, and rebuilt in the amount of $24,000 So that the total for both number 1 and number 2 is $44,900. The original contract was $114,500. The contract notice to proceed date was April 18th, 2025. Changes approved were 0 at that time. Contract duration is 160 calendar days. This change order is for $44,900. It would change the original contract from $114,500 to $159,400, and the new completion date of October 25th, 2025, because the extension for this change order was an additional 30 calendar days.
Thank you, Madam Director. Mr. Sunny? Thank you. Sorry, excuse me.
Not a problem, sir, not a problem.
This could be directed to you or Mr. Mangler. Yeah, just curious. I'm reading the email correspondence saying during the recent site inspection at the Evergreen construction site with Bob and me, we identified additional work that was not included in the original contract. So how was this not seen originally?
See, what happened is that we encountered the issue is that part of the work is to remove the existing wasteland.
Correct.
Upon doing that, there are some walls that we have to intercept. By intercepting it, portion of that wall, the gypsum work was being demolished, and that's how we found out that there's some mold and mildew, and the metal starts are just corroded.
So the visibility is not their initial inspection because it was
That's
behind
right.
the gypsum board.
That's correct.
Just for context, are we able to, in anticipation for future references, be able to do the initial investigation on site so that we can prevent change orders in general, at least to a minimum? Is that possible?
Yeah, well, on this situation, it's kind of difficult because it's almost like this kind of work, you don't see what's, unless you gotta, for every inspection that you cut up and open it to really,
See for what?
yeah, so it's more of, it's
Yeah, it was part of, I mean, I think this work was a result of us digging out the piping,
Okay.
the waistline piping.
Right.
And for us to dig out the whole entire length of pipe, we had, of course, to demolish a portion of the wall.
Sure.
And when we started demolishing the wall, sir, we noticed that there was a lot of rot and
Right.
black mold. And so, of course, we could turn the other cheek and not pay attention to it, but then that would be wrong. And so, of course, the guys, that they even asked me, he's like, Sonny, what do you think we should do? Is that keep opening it?
Yeah.
And to the point, because we don't want tenants to come back and say, hey, this is what we've discovered.
Get them sit to
Yes.
black.
Yes. And so, of course, as a result of that work, now, at this point in time, I guess we wouldn't be able to remove all the waistlines and do this type of investigation, but it's like when I used to work at McDonald's, clean as you go, right?
Gotcha.
As we keep moving ahead, if we find it, then we'll work on it, but we're not gonna go and look for trouble yet.
Right.
Although we do, we probably will anticipate it,
Gotcha.
as we run into it, so,
Okay.
yes.
I know some people may be thinking, oh, how come you just didn't, figure this out at the beginning before having to, so I think the public should know, and give the public a context, so,
Yes, sir.
they don't think that, oh, they just didn't do their job properly.
It's just
Like,
that
that's
when we ran
right.
into the wall,
Right.
that's when.
So my understanding is unit 27 was the one that caught on fire.
no, that's on,
That's on the other one.
yeah, on the other, change order number 1. That one, right?
So this,
Yeah.
so 27 and 21 are just general.
Modernization of the unit.
So these costs are reasonable, you think, Sonny? Are these,
Yes, we have, there are, no, taking the square footage and, revisiting with all the work from the linen closets to remove all the woodworks. And it's not just removing it and reinstalling, it's more of demoing all the showcase, the wood showcase. So it is reasonable.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that. And just keep us apprised on how that's coming along.
Okay.
And thank you for the pictures. That really helps. Because giving the board and the public a visual, is greatly appreciated. Taking that little extra effort makes a big impact. So it gives us a visual and a verbal context as well, Jeff. So yeah, in the future, for these specific projects, could we do like a before after? Okay. Yes, we will. Thank you. We'd like to see how this is progressing and how our money is being invested.
You got it, sir.
Yes, thank you. Right, commissioners, there's no any further discussion or questions on the motion on the floor.
make a motion to approve, change order number 1 for what, base deal 2. GHURA 25-002. Removal of mod 9 for MP 1, 2, and 4. And change order, the change order totaling $44,900 to be, that's right. To be done within 30 calendar days, ending deadline October 25, 2025.
Thank you, Commissioner Forrest. No, that's correct. It's a mouthful. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Commissioner. All right, so pass and get a vote. 3-4, motion passes. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Madam Director, and thank you to our engineering team. All right, moving along to item number 5, old business. Number 1, change order number 1. This is GHURA -25-001. This is the rehabilitation of the Agatnesu kitchen. Madam Director.
Yes, so this goes back to when we had our July 22nd meeting, and there was a change order number 1 for rehabilitation of Agatnesu soup kitchen. And there was a question on whether the purchase and installation of 2 additional air conditioner units, we needed to confirm whether it really was for 2 additional air conditioning units, because the prior approval on the rehabilitation of the Agatnesu soup kitchen already had 2 air conditioners in it. And so Sunny can confirm that it is for 2 additional air conditioning units, because when they first did the specs for the rehab, I believe there were 2 units that were working out of 4, but they were working at that time. So since then, those 2 units that were working are no longer working, which is why they asked for to include 2 additional air conditioner units. So out of 4, 2 were working at that time, but now none are working. So this is for the 2 air conditioning units that are needed. Sunny, maybe if you.
Oh, sure.
Go ahead.
Good. Here it is. At the time of the facility purchase, there were 4 AC units existing, 2 operational and 2 broken. That's why there were only 2 units slated for replacement in the original scope of work. After a few months, the 2 remaining operational units also broke down and stopped working. Therefore, the change order for the 2 more additional units were included in this change order. So a total of 4 units, 4 new units will be.
So we couldn't make that determination on our first inspection
No, ma'am.
that,
I think part of it was the units were still operational, or at least appeared operational. They were still running, in other words.
Right.
Yeah. And so
all of a sudden,
all of a sudden they just probably through power outages or what have you.
Mr. Sunny, when will those units be installed?
Quickly, sir,
The contract is still ongoing.
Yeah.
So until it's being approved, then.
Yeah.
But no, right now, it's it's
they're
not
immediately,
open.
immediately available.
Okay.
They're shelf, I'd say these are shelf units, so
Got it.
once we approve it, they'll be, I would say by next week.
Next week? Okay. Great. Thank you, and give us a prize on that as well.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
So Vice Chair, if I may, so at the last meeting, our minutes do state that the board approved the item request numbers 2, 3, and 4 to avoid any delays, which was for the 4 tree cutting, debris and disposal, and the chain link fence repair. So at this time, you are going to move to also approve the 2 air conditioning units for $5,000.
Page was that on the board minutes prior?
For this,
On the prior,
page 8 of 9.
eight of 9?
Oh, no, it's not in this one, it's in our previous one.
Oh, previous.
So I can, if you make I can make the motion.
You can do it. Okay, so you have worded out and everything.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Madam Director, thank you. Would you like to add anything else to that?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Sunny, your team, anything you want to add to that?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll get a motion on the floor.
Okay, so I will make a motion to approve change order number 1, IFB GHURA -25-001. This is the rehabilitation of Hagatna Soup Kitchen. Item number 1, purchase and installation of 2 additional air conditioner units, 12,000 BTU in the amount of $5,000 from our previous board meeting of July 22nd, 2025.
Perfect. Thank you, Commissioner. And may I get a second? Thank you, Commissioner. All right, I'm gonna get a vote on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Motion passes for the rehabilitation of Hagatna Soup Kitchen for the additional work plus the AC units. Thank you again, Sunny and your team.
Thanks,
You're
Sunny.
welcome, sir.
Okay, moving along, intent of old business, intent to award IFB GHURA -25-008. This is for the typhoon shutters for AMP3. Madam Director.
Thank you. Intent of award IFB GHURA -25-008 Typhoon Shutters for AMP3. Bid opening for the subject project was held on June 19th, 2025 at 2:00 p.m. A total of 10 bidders registered for the bid and were given bid specifications, of which 5 submitted a bid. Listed below are the results of the bid submissions, which were opened and read out aloud publicly. Vendor number 1 was Premier International Inc., DBA Carpet Masters and the Shutter Factory, with a bid bond cashier's check for 15% of the total bid amount. And they were awarded base bid number 1 in the amount of $946,959. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that it's for 150 consecutive calendar days. Vendor number 2 was Wang Brothers Holding LLC, in parentheses WBH LLC. Bid bond 15% of the total bid amount. Base bid number 1, they bid $960,000. Vendor number 3 was Glom Evergreen Construction with 15% of the total bid amount for the bid bond. Base bid number 1, they bid $1,450,000. Vendor number 4 was Surface Solutions with a 15% of the total bid amount bid bond. Their base bid number 1 was in the amount of $1,590,818. And vendor number 5 was Genesis Tech Corporation. And in parentheses, we have non-conformance. They had bid bond of 15% of the total bid amount, and their base bid number 1 was in the amount of $772,400. And then the next couple of pages show a breakdown for each of the item descriptions. And if we go all the way to page 11 of 11, it summarizes this bid. The Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority's GHURA's mission is to provide affordable, decent, safe, and sanitary housing through the maintenance of our existing units to ensure that the facilities owned and managed by GHURA are safe and appealing to the residents. The current typhoon shutters have surpassed their expected lifespan and exhibiting significant deterioration due to wear and tear, unavailable hardware materials, leading to frequent malfunctions and failures to meet HUD/GHURA's standard specifications. Their replacement is necessary to ensure the long-term safety and security of the residents in all AMP units. In review of the bid result, Premier International Inc., DBA Carpet Masters, and the Shutter Factory provided the lowest responsive and responsible bid. After further clarification, the committee members determined to proceed with the award of the project to Premier International Inc., DBA Carpet Masters, and the Shutter Factory in the amount of $946,959 for bid item number 1. The following project timeline is 150 consecutive calendar days with no option periods and not to exceed the amount of $946,959. And I'm sorry, I was remiss in indicating that the government estimate was $1,557,506.70. And if you have any questions, we do have the AE team in the boardroom.
Thank you, Madam Director. Mr. Sunny, thank you again. The shutters have, it's been noted that they are significantly deteriorated due to wear and tear. And they've led to frequent malfunctions. How were the tenants affected in any way during malwater because of this? To your knowledge?
None of the tenant being affected, but it was a challenge trying to, some with shutters.
Yeah.
The malfunction is more of a challenge between on the tenant and the maintenance trying to,
Work together.
because they report that the shutters cannot close properly. Maintenance has to go back out and try to to secure the shutter.
Absolutely. Because, safety is paramount for our tenants. So the quality of our work and service takes precedence over anything in terms of their safety and welfare. So again, thank you. Just out of curiosity, are you seeing this as ambiguous? I mean, are you seeing this across majority of the amps, not just AMP3?
It's, I don't know, Mike, but what it is that if we find that on the mod project, if there's some units that are, some shutters are, well, deteriorated.
Yeah.
We end up replacing it.
Okay, I mean, you say it's island-wide. Do you anticipate us revisiting, replacing the shutters for other amps in the near future? The high probability of?
Yes, I believe it's being recorded to the modernization. No, there's a plan to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to keep our board apprised and updated. So, we living on Guam in our harsh environment can be very difficult, strenuous, and very expensive, right? So maintaining an upkeep of our units and our properties, that's it's a full-time 24/7 endeavor. So but yeah, if you again just to keep us apprised and keep us posted on any other shutters that may need serious attention to.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Sunny, have we used Premier International before? I mean, who's our current tenant for the shutters? or not, excuse me, contractor.
Oh, right now, the, the shutters, no, when we did the shutters anyway.
Yeah.
It was maybe like 20 years ago. There was no shutter factory that goes out and,
That's this kind of, this
yeah,
scope of
it
work.
was just, once it's installed.
Yeah.
There's a warranty to it, that warranty is long gone.
So the shutters, all the amps are 2 decades old.
Yes.
I mean, Guam has not, we haven't been hit by a typhoon in about 2 decades. And Malwar is basically the first one we've had in a very long time. Right? So yeah, I would assume just through elements alone could wear and tear our properties and our shutters in general. 20 years.
And again, I wanna point out that some of these, with it being 2 decades ago, some of the shutters are, to close it, you gotta go out physically and.
Yeah.
From the outside, now there's shutters that you can just open the window and close it from the inside and lock it.
You know, with AI, right? We should just use our phones like, hey, shut. You know, yeah, that'd be cool. But okay, thank you again, team. We appreciate that. I don't have any other questions or discussions on my end. Commissioners, you're open to Madam Director.
We noted here that Genesis is non-conformist. Can I get clarification? I know that they bid it for total unit area where, as opposed to everybody else having itemized. Is that what this is? When they say non-conformist?
So basically, the reason why they're non-conforming is that they didn't meet the responsive and responsiveness of the bid. And they need to be able to perform the project. They needed a required license called the CCS,
Oh, okay.
and they're not conforming to that.
Also, it's licensed.
Right.
Okay, not because of the schedule itself in
Correct.
terms of itemization
Oh.
of cost. Okay. I just-
So it's purely,
Right.
it's purely compliance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
compliance.
It's purely compliance.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Not in-house.
Commissioner Torres.
Yeah, I was just thinking as part of the, preventive maintenance, the maintenance crew probably does, checking on the
Check.
shutters,
Yes,
WD-40.
Yes.
Like you said, there's different types, right? You used to have like steel so you would have to like. lubricate.
The issue with this, with the shutters and all, the rollers, they're just plastic.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that it's, yeah. And there are times that we salvage one shutters, when we have the contractor replace, we salvage the shutters to, no, for parts and trying to fix the other shutter.
Yeah, so what do you do? Most of these are aluminum, so you how do you dispose of the aluminum? The company does the disposal also of the.
Yes, it's remove and dispose and install new shutters.
Is there any warranty to these shutters that were offered?
But on the contract is 18 months warranty.
Okay. For this particular vendor, right? Or is it just the
On the
shutter,
contract,
just a contract in general?
yes.
Okay.
Good point, Commissioner. Thank you.
So I mean, I guess to standardize, if you start getting different shutters and different, then the maintenance crew has a, more difficult time on how to, whereas you have like one type of shutter, then it's easier for the maintenance crew to go out, replace the rollers, like you said, and everything.
But the contract is for AMP3, and that's the just one particular, so that amp will have the same shutters. No, on their side. So we haven't worked on the other 3 amps, so.
Yeah, we may just adapt, since this is almost like a wholesale amp replacement, we may just adapt that one standard for the amp and then use that again for the other,
Oh.
others.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you
that's
put out
what
the bid, right?
Right,
Put out the RFP, okay, yeah, I think that makes sense.
Rather than having more different designs for every amp, we would have a certain standard.
So just specifics, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
specific.
shutter specific, right? And if the vendor can provide it, they'll provide it, but if not, then we just go, okay. That was cool.
Yeah, thank you. Legal question?
No question.
Actually, no, I had.
Oh, you have a question,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, no worries. The shutters have an 18-month warranty. Do we need to put that in the motion?
Yeah, we can go, it really is just the specifics, sir.
Sure.
I'm sure that that's going to be on the contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
already
I'm
on the
just wondering if we
contract,
have to-
yeah.
Okay,
I think what's important, as the commissioners have done with
Yeah.
regard to the, like, for the change of bids,
yes,
or the change orders, excuse me, is to include how much is the increase.
Right.
And the date for completion, and also the specific date of completion.
Okay.
I think those are important.
okay. I was wondering if we needed to add the 18.
I that'll be in the contract.
That'll be in the contract
and,
anyway.
Mr. Camacho can
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Definitely.
Right, sweet.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thanks, team. Okay, so if we don't have any further discussion or questions, I'd like to make a motion on the floor.
I'll make a motion. Intent to award, IFP GHURA 25-008 Typhoon shutters for AMP3. And that will be awarded to Premier International BBA factory mounted and shutter factory and amount of $946,959.
If you add the following project timeline,
And that was,
the page 11.
oh, sorry, with a timeline of 150 consecutive calendar days. With no option period and not to exceed the amount of $946,959.
Thank you, Commissioner Lopez. May I get a second? Thank you, Commissioner Forrest. All right, I'm gonna get a vote. Both hands, 1, 2, 3, 4. Motion has passed. Thank you, engineering team. Thank you, Mr. Camacho. Thank you, Alicia. Appreciate it. All right, moving along. Item number 6, Executive Director's Report. Madam Director, floor is yours.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I wanted to apologize for our Deputy Director Fernando's absence at today's meeting, but he's actually been very busy. This week we have a team from ICF, which is a technical assistance provider, working on behalf of HUD to support Guam in its administration of the CDBG-DR funding for the Typhoon Mauer recovery. So they've been working with our GHURA CDBG-DR staff on providing assistance for understanding the federal requirements, support on action plan development, and elements of program design to address the recovery needs. So we met with them and the governor and lieutenant governor this morning at 10:30. And he's continuing with going back to the training. They will be here until they leave Friday morning. So the training's been happening up at the UOG. So that is why he's not here, but it's really for us to make sure that we have a really good grip on what we need to know to make sure that the CDBG-DR funds, we progress smoothly in making sure that, the fix in 6 years is not a long time. And so we're very grateful that they are helping us with making sure that we really use those funds within the 6-year period to benefit the island. So that's really all I wanted to report on today. Unless you have any questions.
No, please extend on behalf of the board our appreciation and gratitude to our deputy director and his entire team and everybody that encompasses everything that we are doing at the moment. And he has our encouragement and support, and he needs anything along with you, Madam Director, and the rest of his team, that the board is here to serve his objectives as well.
Yes,
Anyway,
thank you for that.
Great, of course. All right. Thank you, Madam Director. Okay, we are going to move on to general discussions and announcements. Ms. Kim, I believe this is
This is your stage.
Happy day, good afternoon, commissioners, buenas. Just an update, we're making progress. Out of the 6 commissioners, we received 4. So I hope to wrap it up. Hopefully by the September 9th meeting, I'll be able to get the report back, but we're made good progress and hope to complete this assignment and report back to the board. And that's for both evaluations for the executive director as well as the deputy. So I want to thank you all and just update you. So we'll be completing that shortly.
Thank you, Ms. Kim.
Thank you.
And to your team.
Yes, I have my team, Carlo, my PS3 acting, and then Talia's with our DR. We're training her. She's PS1. So she's under both our wings, just exposing her to a lot and training them.
Will fly well.
Okay, so I have a good team.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they're still smiling.
You don't got any great.
Slave driver. Carlo, don't say it. I'm a slave driver, but
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Kim. Is there anything you want to, does your team want to add or?
no, they're just happy to be here and ready to serve the agency and the community. So
Okay, right on.
thank you.
You,
Thank
My
you for your
future,
service.
yeah.
you,
Yes.
good luck for the new generation.
Yes. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and moving along, still under general discussion, we have a guest with us right now. Mr. Ling, go ahead and introduce.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Acting Chair, Commissioners. Today we have Mr. Malcolm Stiles, who asked to be heard by the commissioners today. Unfortunately, I didn't know that Mr. Stiles was coming today. So the information I'm going to preface the board with, just to give some context of what he would like to address the board. If it's inaccurate, Mr. Stiles, please correct me, okay?
Can I write up?
Of course, come up, you can come up to the table, sir. Again, this is Mr. Malcolm Stiles. He is currently an asset property owner. Part of his property encroaches on GHURA property, which is adjacent to his, which really has a GWA water well system on it. During the asset.
Can I interrupt if I feel you're not being accurate?
Oh, sure, of course. I mean,
Yes,
please
it's
correct.
not an encroachment.
Okay,
Yes,
but
if I could, maybe I could say something.
yeah, if you could say it very briefly, so
Yeah,
just so I
yeah,
can get through my
well, sure,
information.
Yes, I own property in Assen. It's next to a property owned by GHURA. The issue is the boundary between our properties, as it is recorded at land management, and of course, as is means that's what everybody accepts it to be. Presently cuts through a very small portion of my house. So it's a problem for me, and of course a problem for my neighbor, which is GHURA. So I brought this attention to them some years ago, with the idea that it would be in both our interests that we fix this problem. And so that's what I've been attempting to do. Now, the history of this is, perhaps the gentleman's maybe not aware of it, maybe he's looking at it more from a legal perspective. As you may recall, many years ago, excuse me, clear my voice. Many years ago, GHURA supervised or was tasked with the responsibility of redeveloping Ascent Village. At that time, well, yeah, and at the time, of course, the village was very underdeveloped. There were numerous problems in many areas. And as we all recall, there was a severe flood that brought all the problems. Okay, so, but it's quite clear if you look at the scope and the responsibility that GHURA was charged with, it was to redevelop that village and bring it into compliance as a modern subdivision. And that included surveying the entire village and recording that survey with land management, which they did. So GHURA, in fact, created the survey, which created the lot lines, which I'm discussing with you. So that's how the lot line was drawn. It was drawn by GHURA under their direction and management of the contract and responsibilities, etc., that of the Ascent redevelopment. So there was a mistake made clearly by the surveyors or whatever is not important, but clearly the fact that the line that GHURA established cuts through a corner of my building, clearly there was a mistake made in the survey. So, okay, the answer is to fix it. And I brought this attention to GHURA 5 years ago, and we worked on it, but the solution is to relocate the property line. In other words, correct the survey. That's simple to do. I volunteered at the
Mr.
time.
Stiles,
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop you there.
Yes,
sir.
okay.
I think that's information enough for the board to understand.
Okay, maybe
why
I'm
we're here.
rambling, I'm sorry.
No, you're not rambling, sir, but I just want to go ahead and move
Mhm,
on so that I can go ahead and finish my informational speech to them with regard to why you're here. So there was that Aspen Urban Renewal Authority. Mr. Stiles has alleged that there has been a defect in which GHURA was not. GHURA, unfortunately, during the research done by our Community Development Division, found out that the property did not, in fact, be owned only by GHURA. There was another owner. This owner we've been trying to contact since Mr. Stiles came to us with his problem. Or even heirs, and we have not been able to contact them.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Mr.
Sure, go ahead, sir.
So we have GHURA, and who's the other owner?
The other, again, I don't have the
Oh,
information
excuse me.
with us, but we will provide that to the court, excuse me, the board, once we're able to respond to Mr. Stiles, okay? Officially.
I believe the party is a Jurado family.
It could be, sir. I'm
I've
thinking, I
done
thought it
some
had started with a
research
T.
into it.
He's saying a Gerardo family.
I believe so, because I've done some research into this,
Okay.
of course, before I
And I will.
I had looked into it extensively.
Right.
And maybe if I could just say something here, just to let you know who I am. I am a licensed civil engineer. I've been licensed since 1980. So I've been here 45 years. So I'm very familiar with Guam, very familiar with engineering, surveying, and these sort of problems that arise. So just give you some back. I'm not just a guy who owns a house, who happens to be, I do know quite a bit about how these things work.
Sure.
And so that's, I believe my research says that it was originally owned by the Jurado family. GHURA, under their management of the subdivision, was given the power to confiscate and all kinds of properties and rearrange ownerships, as you probably know. And during that process, they apparently retained this property that's next to my house. And the reason they did that is it's an existing waterway that runs down from the reservoir and GWA's spring up on the hill of Aspen, if you guys are familiar with the village.
Sure.
There's a historical waterway that runs down there. So it's undevelopable. It's you could almost call it a sort of floodplain, at least a flood as far as the river's concerned.
Sure.
So it's I assume that during the redevelopment of Aspen, it was never going to be developed. It was essentially needed for the community's benefit to maintain the flood, to maintain the overflow from the reservoir. Sure. And therefore it fell into GHURA's ownership, and they own it now. Whether they cleared the title with the original owner, I have no idea. This gentleman would be the one to clear that up.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So thank you, Mr. Stiles. And so that is correct. His representation with regard to that property really being used just for the public's use,
Sure.
right? With regard to a waterway. So CD has been trying to contact that owner and or his heirs, have not been successful. The two things that CD was looking at doing was to be able to possibly do the arrangement of changing that property and being able to give it to Mr. Stiles, or the other was to, with regard to that boundary line that encroached onto his property that he's alleging, was to go ahead and sell it to him at FMV, just so that he can have a clear title. And so this process has been looked at. Mr. Stiles is correct. He's, at least for the last 2 years that I've been involved, we had met, and he says that it's been over 5 years. And so that is, we are very apologetic for it taking so long for him to be able to get some resolution to his inquiry. However, I informed him today that we will be responding in writing with regard to the decision of GHURA this week. And that will conclude GHURA's participation in his inquiry with regard to what is exactly going on in this matter. I would recommend that if Mr. Stiles reads the letter and or GHURA's decision and decides he wants to come back to talk to the board, he can do so. In fact, we can even, if he'd like, he can meet with one of our staff to be able to even put it on the board's agenda versus a general discussion.
Well, I would like that, yes. Yes.
And again,
I hear you are discussing these issues every time you meet, and so I'd like my issue now
yeah,
to
sure.
be part of your
Oh, okay.
issue.
Well,
so
well,
when,
and we can
when
work on
when
that.
I come next month to your meeting, you will introduce it, as an item for further discussion. And we can determine what has been done, whether this gentleman has in fact sent me and we can continue, hopefully not very much longer, but month by month until we get this thing solved. Yes.
Sure, sure.
And I'm here because I have not had much response. Just to give you a brief recapping, it was a long time ago. It's been 2 years since I met with this gentleman and the director, Miss Napoli. At that time, they welcomed me and assured me that they were going to work with me on it. And I've heard nothing in 2 years, and repeated messages that I have mentioned and written in asking for progress have not been answered. So I feel at the end that,
excuse me, commissioners, but I'm going to go ahead and respectfully disagree with Mr. Stiles. We're going to come back. We're not here to go ahead and try to say who didn't respond or who did respond. We're here to just say that he has concerns that he'd like to bring up before the board.
Okay.
Now, I've already indicated to the board that I'm going to go ahead and respond to him this week.
Okay.
I am responsible to the board as I am responsible to the executive director to make sure that happens, Mr. Stiles. And that will happen. You will get the letter, you will see where GHURA's position is, and then if you decide we can, if you want to come back to the board, we can go ahead and set that up as an agenda. We can give you names of people that you can contact.
thank you.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is exactly what
And that is what we're going to do.
Okay.
But today, Mr. Chair, I'm going to ask that the board not try to hear arguments on the merits of the case because nothing has been resolved yet until Mr. Stiles gets the decision of GHURA in his hand and a decision is made with regard to this.
And so alongside of that, thank you, legal, Mr. Stiles.
Yeah.
I just want to say, number one, thank you for being here. We weren't aware of this yet until now, and we're grateful for both our legal and you to bring this to the board's attention. Okay, I hope you know that you, regardless of what you may have encountered in the past, this is not the same board that was here years ago. Okay, so we're definitely going to take this seriously.
Thank you. That was
Yeah,
entirely the reason why I came here.
yeah,
Was to bring it into a place
sure,
where people would address it,
sure.
and we can move it forward and not leave it as had previously been,
Absolutely.
where no progress was made. That's all I came here to achieve. And when it looks like my progress, my attendance has brought this, about, and I'm going to get essentially some communication, which I've been hoping to get for some time.
Absolutely, and you're dealing with a new board, and you're dealing with Laura's first in-house counsel. I can tell you right now, he's one you want to work with. He's very professional, and he's very well versed in his line of work and his profession. And we're not here to tell you what you want to hear, but we need to tell you.
No. I just want some attention.
Yeah.
And I want some progress to be made, particularly in view of the time that's passed already.
If any of us were in your position, naturally, if we waited that long, and we wanted, and we're motivated enough to get this done, we would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
Fortunately, it's open to the public, so
sure.
I took advantage of it. So no, I'm pleased to hear what I'm hearing, and I'll wait for your and then we'll bring it. I probably will be here at the next meeting,
Okay.
and we'll bring it up and we can discuss it and see what
Sure,
everybody.
absolutely. And again, thank you, Mr. Stiles, for being here. But as our legal said, we'll work with our team and, we'll work on getting this potentially onto the next, board meeting.
Yeah.
Please don't quote me because everything has to be scheduled, right? But
Well,
I'm-
whenever it is, yes.
Correct,
whenever
but
it
it'll
is.
happen,
Yes,
okay, and we'll give you that peace of mind that, again, you're dealing with a group of professionals who really want to see this rectified and,
Yes, thank you.
and settled
Yeah.
as quickly as possible.
Yeah, well, and if it's, I say, it's for GHURA's benefit as well as mine, it
Sure.
needs to be done, yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay,
And,
well,
and thank you for coming in and sitting, throughout the process of the board meeting.
that's okay,
So, yeah.
no, I'm very pleased at the outcome, I mean,
You'll
this
be
is,
hearing
this is
from
a
GHURA
positive step,
this week.
which I was hoping would happen, so.
Yes, sir.
So we'll just wait for your, things.
And we
Yes,
appreciate-
sir.
We appreciate your time.
Yeah, okay,
And-
well, I'll leave now because that's fine, I'm happy with what's occurred.
All right,
You
sir.
Probably have other business.
You have a good day, sir.
All right, we'll be in touch. Thank you, Mr. Stiles. Thank you, Legal. We appreciate it.
Thank you, commissioners.
Okay, with that being said, next proposed scheduled board meeting will be Tuesday, August 26, 2025 at 12 p.m. Please mark it in your calendars. And if there's anything that comes up, as always, just keep our team apprised of your whereabouts and whether you can or not. Other than that, can I get a motion on the floor to adjourn at 1:10 p.m.?
The motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, and show of hands, can I get the vote? 2, 3, 4. We are officially adjourned. Thank you. It is 1:11 in the afternoon.
Good job, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Not too badly.
Yeah, no.